Welcome.
We are very excited about this week.
Huge week. First of all, it's episode number
20.
Big 2-0.
If you've been along for the ride, thank you so much. It really means more than you'll ever know, the support.
We started out just two young kids with a dream.
And
now look at us now.
We have been into this for
when did we start this?
Just over 6 months.
Yeah, we started
December.
Yeah.
Our first episode was Christmas, and
preach, Queen.
Now we're, if you couldn't tell, we're talking Potter.
This is a huge episode because Elyse and I both love freaking Harry Potter.
We're Potterheads.
And wait, are we getting ahead of ourselves before we dive into Potter? Should we do a
we're talking Potter, and then we'll
talk Potter. Well, first of all, they just announced. This is huge.
So if you don't know, they're turning the movies into a show.
If you've been living under a rock.
I was very against it for a while. Now I think that it's cool. Okay, before we even do that, let's talk social media. Let's go back.
Hey,
okay.
I was saying that.
I know you were.
Quick recap. Last week, or the last episode, was about social media. That was a fun one. Check it out. I had one comment on that. And this one feels good for me. I was talking about websites or something, and I said customizability, and I laughed. MySpace. Yes, I was talking about how customizable MySpace is, and I said customizability, and I laughed because I didn't think it was a word. Looked it up.
It's a word.
It's a word. I'm smarter than you think, mother truckers.
Baby's smart.
Yeah. So that was my correction. Customizability is a word. Do you have any corrections?
No corrections. I've been still sticking to my 15-minute limitations on social, and some days, I'll ignore it for a few minutes, or I'll just ignore it altogether. But For the most part, I've been staying strong, and it feels really good. It's
Not all heroes wear capes.
I don't need to. I've found that I am spending time still on my phone, just doing other things, but at least it's things that I feel like are more productive. Yeah. So yeah, good. I recommend try it out. Even if it's an hour, you're going to be shocked when you're like, whoa, an hour's almost done, meaning that you spend way more than that, So yeah, check out the social media episode. But back now, we will fast forward again to
Jump
Potter.
Back in.
So they are creating a new series, which I was against at first because I'm so obsessed with the Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, Rupert Grint, Potter tribe with the movies. But it's kind of cool because now, and we'll get to us reading the books and stuff, but now that I know that there's so much more going on in these stories, it's going to be cool that they can break down one book in one season and have so many more details, or however they're going to do it.
Yeah, we haven't. So I never read the books as a kid, but I've seen all the movies. But we're reading them now. Elyse is ahead of me, but I'm on.
Are you shocked?
Yeah, bookworm over here. I'm on book 4, and she's about to do book 5. Point is, there is so many details that they left out in the movies. Obviously, they have to, and truthfully, it's one of the best adapted series of movies out there.
Other than Twilight.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Watch our Zombies and Vampires episode. It's so well adapted. They cut certain things out because they had to. I get it, but to Elise's point, if they can draw it out longer, it'll be so sick if they produce it well.
Yeah. So they announced the kids that will play the 3 cuties today. We're gonna put a picture of it here. And
do we know their names?
I actually have a picture of them. So yeah.
It's huge news.
Arabella something for Hermione.
It's a cute name.
Arabella Stanton for Hermione, Dominic McLaughlin for Potter, and Alistair Stout. Could you imagine these kids are so young, so small, and they're just about to have their lives changed for the next 18 years of their life or whatever?
And I think it's
10
different.
years.
I think it's different. I don't want to make us I don't know exactly what the projected outcome was going to be for the original Harry Potters, because the books were already so popular before the movies were made. So I'm sure, I'm making a point here. So I'm sure that when Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint were casted, they knew the like weight of it, but I feel like they probably didn't know how popular it would be.
Yeah.
I mean, they're because of that series, they're like world famous.
Yeah.
These kids, because all of that already exists, they know. And you know, they're young, but they're not too young to know like the weight that's on their shoulders. So if you're watching this podcast, which I'm sure you are, good luck, children. You're going to kill it, hopefully.
Well, and they have not only the weight of this beloved book, but now the beloved movie, and people are going to want to tear it apart because they love the movie so much.
They're going to compare every little thing
to
the original cast.
Yeah.
So,
exciting.
feeling good about it. Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
excited.
it's always fun for something like that. Elyse and I love fantasy and sci-fi, so count me in.
Mm-hmm.
Count me in, baby.
Yeah. So did you ever read the books before? Like, did you pick one up? Did you own them?
Yes, I owned the first two, and I started reading the first one, and it's not like I was weird with books growing up, and it's not like I didn't like it. I just stopped reading it. That was it. There wasn't any like, oh, I don't want to read this. It just like happened, and then subsequently the movies came out, and I was like, oh, this is fire.
Mm-hmm.
You know. What about you?
My mom, we owned the first one because it was so big. And my mom would try to read it to us before bed, and she'd say like Hermione and like just like all the words were tough. And I remember she one day was just like, we're not going to read this anymore, because she was just like over trying to like, sound spell all of these crazy names and words and spells and everything. So we made it through like maybe a few chapters of the first book, and then it was over. But I was so the first movie came out in 2001. So I was in fifth grade when it came out. Oh no, that was the movie. The book, probably I was younger. I was definitely younger than that. Yeah.
2001. So I was 11.
For the movie, but
for
the book,
they came out in the late 90s, right? Like 90s.
So we'll get there.
99. Oh, we'll get there.
The books. You're saying
the books?
Yeah, the books came out in the 90s.
Late 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and they take place in the 90s, which is also kind of fun. I always kind of thought that the story took place like way back in the day or way further forward or something, and it was literally in the 90s.
Well, it's weird because it's like in the modern world, like when he's with the Dursleys. Oh, we forgot to mention this. Just to put this out there right now, if you haven't read or seen Harry Potter and you don't want, like, you want to just discover it for yourself, spoiler alert. We're not going to hold back from giving anything away. There will probably be spoilers, so turn it off now if you don't want any spoilers. You've been warned. /
like, what are you doing?
Yeah, / just watch them. You had time. But I was going to say, it's interesting because, like, like when he's with the Dursleys, it tracks that it's like the late 90s. The clothes, like the modern world. But then when he's in the wizarding world, it's like they haven't updated their tech since like the 1800s.
They don't need to.
Exactly. There's no need to. So why would you waste the energy when you can just like do some magic to turn on a light? It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But even like they still have like candles and shit. Like you don't even want to do electricity. Well, I guess they have the luminous. What's the
Yeah, no, it is always like the
luminous or whatever. What's the command to do light? Oh, we know this.
luminous.
Luminous? Comment below.
I don't know why you're asking us something that we don't know. Now we don't seem like fans.
Yeah, I know. Shoot.
Only bring up things that we know from here on out. So the books, 600 million copies were sold of the series, making it one of the best-selling series of all time. They were released in the 90s in the UK, and they just did okay. But then Scholastic brokered a deal for $105,000 to bring Potter to the US. They obviously changed the name from Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone to the Sorcerer's Stone because we're idiots and we wouldn't be able to know what philosopher is. So sorcerer sounds more witchy.
That made it like they thought it would make it more like appealing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And they used all that money in the deal also to just like really hype it up and make it huge. And it immediately took off here and just became like this huge sensation. And I think because it was so big here, then it started to gain traction everywhere else.
I love it.
Yeah.
And the rest was history.
The rest was history.
I remember it was massive here. I still remember that. I think I was 5th grade. No, you must have been in 4th grade because I was still in elementary school when the first book came out because I remember Mrs. Heim, shout out, reading it to us in library.
So, no, it was probably even before that because I was in 5th grade when the movie came out, not the book.
Oh, okay. So maybe you were in 3rd grade. I was in 4th grade. And then the movie came out when I was in 6th grade and you were in 5th grade.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
I remember our librarian was obsessed as well. And
why wouldn't you be?
My librarian and principal set up, like the movie theater was closed down just for us when the first movie came out. And we went on a field trip to see the movie.
Was it insane?
Well, I like didn't know anything that was going on. And I remember just like in the beginning, it's a little bit more dark and it's just like a boy in a house. And I was like, what's this? And then like, obviously the more you get into like Hogwarts and all of that, it's like, whoa.
Did you like it?
And I loved
by the
it.
end?
Yeah, I definitely loved it. I didn't like pick it up as much. Like I think I would keep going to the movies at the theaters when they would come out.
Okay.
But it wasn't until I got a little bit older that I, because I was growing up with them, and now finding out that Daniel Radcliffe was your age, it does kind of feel like we're on the same track of the same age group as these kids, which is cool.
That is kind of cute to think about. So you did see them in theaters as they would come out?
Yeah.
I remember I saw most of them in theaters, but I remember I didn't see Prisoner of Azkaban specifically, and for a while I just didn't see it. Fine, I've seen it since, but yeah. I definitely remember going to Deathly Hallows because were we in high school?
Definitely, yeah.
And now, I mean, the Deathly Hallows part 2 is like dark. It gets real dark.
Even been in college at that point.
Maybe. I definitely remember going with like friends, and it gets like, I wish it was definitely not necessary. They had to appeal to children, but like part of me wishes there was like an alternate version of Deathly Hallows that was rated R.
I know you do.
So that, because it's like when they're shooting like whatever, it's a bolt of force at you, that would draw blood.
Yeah, 2011. So we were both in college.
Oh yeah, Cool. Yeah. It's like you're shooting a gun.
It's like Star Wars,
right? Yeah, if you get hit with one of those lasers.
But you see like a billion lasers going off all the time, and Leia's just like pew pew, and then hides, and they're like everywhere.
Yeah, they're horrible at shooting all the stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Should we address our outfits or not yet?
Yeah. Or no, that's not till later.
You're gonna have to watch them.
So little asterisk side note because we need to bring it up.
There she goes.
For those of you that don't know, J.K. Rowling wrote the books and is obviously like the mother of Harry Potter, but it sucks because she ended up becoming pretty transphobic as the years have gone on, and she follows transphobic accounts and likes their statuses. And most recently, she outwardly celebrated a UK Supreme Court ruling that limited the definition of a woman to be based on biological sex. So we needed to just like mention that she kind of sucks, which sucks because Harry Potter's great. And it doesn't, it doesn't have to take away from what Harry Potter is. It's magic for all of us that grew up with it, and for generations now growing up with it. It can be two separate things, but it does suck that she sucks.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame, and it like puts you in this like dilemma when she is like this, outwardly like prejudiced person. Like, where do you boycott the whole entity that is Harry Potter, or can you create that separation, to Elise's point? And it's like, I mean, to me, it's the latter, because yes, she created it, but there's like so many individuals and creatives involved. So it like became so much more than just J.K. Rowling. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's just like us trying to like justify still liking Harry Potter. I don't know.
Yeah.
Comment below.
Yeah. Seriously.
It's a tough one because it's like,
Well, it's like changed people's lives for the better. It's given people a community to thrive in and to feel welcome in. So
Right.
to your point, like it has become something bigger
for sure.
for a lot of people that needed it. So to just completely boycott it, you know, her idea created something fantastic. So it's, yeah.
I can go for anything, you know, like what if George Lucas, you know, came out as like a Nazi, you know, and be like, ooh, I still love Star Wars. Yeah.
That would be terrible.
So I don't know. That's a tough one, but we wanted to obviously acknowledge that reality and not be blind to that fact. But having said all that, we are going to continue talking highly about Harry Potter.
So yeah, the Harry Potter movies. We kind of talked about. I went when I was in school. When did you see the first one? Was it with your parents?
Must have been. Yeah, I don't remember specifically. I should. That's so cute that you went on the thing.
Yeah, and our librarian like dressed up as a wizard and stuff.
Cute.
Yeah, she was really
I do remember Mrs. Heim presenting the book, and she was very like soft spoken. And she started describing like a boy who, you know, whose parents were, spoiler, whose parents were murdered by like a dangerous wizard, but he survived. And I remember all of us being like enthralled. So I do remember that. And we're all sitting in cross-legged around her when she's reading it. Yeah, it was really cute. But yeah, I don't remember. Did I see the first one in theaters? Shoot, am I a real fan? Hello.
Wipe that scar off your face. Our librarian always had a stone, like a rock, and a box of Farina oatmeal. And she would go, "My name is Mrs. Stone Farina." And she would hold the two up to remember her name.
What's Farina?
I remember the box looking really old. I think it was like way back in the 90s and then probably died out.
I've never heard of Farina oatmeal.
Have you? Comment below.
I love how we always say that and no one comments below.
One does.
Be the first.
Yeah, so that's fun. I remember seeing the last one, 2011. It must have been when I was in college or I came home to see it. I guess I don't remember seeing it. I feel like I remember seeing it in Colorado, but I wasn't living there, so that's not the case.
False memories, baby.
False memories. Shocking. That always happens to me. But November 16th, 2001, and the first movie made $974 million in the box office.
Oh my God.
And obviously a lot of them just kept getting bigger and bigger. Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money for the first one. I know. So some facts that I looked up for Harry Potter. Real owls were delivering the letters in the first movie. So when Harry Potter is at the Dursleys' house, his aunt and uncle's house, he keeps getting letters from Hogwarts accepting him, and they keep throwing them out. And so there's this scene where there's like so many owls around, and those were all real owls.
Like trained?
Yeah, and all of the letters were handwritten twice.
Why twice? What do you mean?
Maybe they messed up the first ones. I don't know. But it says they were all handwritten twice.
That's dope.
Dudley Dursley, or Harry Melling, lost so much weight that he was almost out of a job like halfway through the movies, but they ended up putting him in a fat suit.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have to rewatch some of the later ones. I never noticed that. That's good makeup.
I actually do realize that, I feel like, but because he's older, I just thought maybe he just looks older, but his face is definitely thinner. It's in I think the Half-Blood Prince, right? Where they get attacked by a Dementor. And
in that tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was like growing up and thinning out. Interesting. That's funny. And they're like, well, it's like he was still a bigger dude in the book, so they had to stay true to it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It took over 90 takes for the Deathly Hallows 1 scene with Harry, where they're trying to transport him in secret from Voldemort, but Voldemort kind of finds out that they'll be moving him. So they all take the potion that makes them turn into the person that, whose hair is in the potion.
It's like
the poly something potion.
It's like 7 of them, right?
Yeah, and there's 7 Harrys.
It's like Moody. Go ahead.
No, not Moody.
He didn't do it?
No, because
he helped.
Flies Harry on his thing.
It's the
no, Hagrid flies him.
It's George and Fred. It's
Fleur.
Hermione.
Fleur and
Harry. Or no, what's the other Weasley's name? You know this.
We haven't watched it in a really long time, you guys.
Not Nick.
Whatever. The oldest Harry. Or the oldest.
The oldest Weasley. Lupin and
what's her name? Who
we don't remember any of the names, or not even his wife. That's a bunch of people.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You keep bringing things up.
I think I go into it confident, thinking I know, and then I just bomb.
Yeah.
So anyways, they all turn into him. So it's if you haven't seen the scene, it's their voice imposed onto Daniel Radcliffe, this Harry, and he had to act.
He had to dress up and act like all of them being him.
Which is hard because it's like having to do different mannerisms and inflections.
So 90 takes, and he had to be in all of them.
Shout out Daniel Radcliffe. That's acting right there.
He's an incredible actor. So a big discrepancy between the books and the movies is that Harry Potter's eyes are supposed to be green, like his mother's, Lily's eyes, which they bring up a billion times.
Wow.
And Daniel Radcliffe was allergic to the contacts. So he had to have his blue eyes. And
what?
Yeah. So that was like a big thing. And then when he's possessed, later on, he has like milky white eyes almost, and he was allergic to contacts, so they had to like CGI his eyes later on in post.
No way.
Yeah.
There's no I'm surprised there's no contact that like, yeah.
In early 2000, they're not going to change him later on.
Right. Yeah.
2001.
That's crazy.
2000. Same deal with Hermione's teeth. She's supposed to have the character is supposed to have really big front teeth, and she couldn't deliver her lines with the teeth.
They tried putting in like prosthetics.
Yeah, they had prosthetics, so they took that out too.
That's a fair compromise.
Well, and Ron is supposed to be from the books like really, really tall, and he wasn't much taller than the other two, which is interesting.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
She dug deep.
Yeah, Emma Watson, who played Hermione, and Tom Felton, who played Draco, in reality had like a romance. And if you've watched the 10-year anniversary, which is like fantastic and so heartwarming on HBO, you should definitely watch it. But they talk about how they always had a love for each other. And it's funny because their two characters like really hate each other.
Oh yeah, Draco Malfoy, he's a bastard.
He's like the evil boy. And he like makes fun of her and calls her like very prejudiced names and stuff. And in reality, like he was who she would always go to have like deeper conversations. They had crushes on each other. It just never linked up. And I mean, even like seeing them interact in the documentary, it seems like they still have feelings for each other.
They have chemistry. It remains.
Yeah.
I have to rewatch that documentary. That was fun.
It's so good.
Yeah, I guess it's a documentary.
It's fun to watch
like
all of them and then, watch the reunion.
Was that post Hagrid's passing?
No, he's in it.
He died shortly after, though.
Yeah, like maybe the next year or something.
Such a bummer.
You know.
Next
we have...
Oh, Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman was... Who plays Snape.
Yeah.
He was the only person outside of J.K. Rowling that was given the plot to the Deathly Hallows. So he knew that Snape was going to die. He knew that Snape actually wasn't bad and that he was, in love with Lily. He knew all of it. She handpicked 3 people, and one of them was Alan Rickman, and then told him so that he could be a better Snape because he knew it was going to happen. And he knew like the depth of the character.
Yeah, so he could there's like that subdued emotion behind the anger and like the aggression. Wow, that was the right move.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
so
like the
he was,
best fact I've
holding
heard.
this fact.
And he was probably sworn to confidentiality.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
So she hadn't even written the book.
No, not at all. Not even close.
But she knew how she wanted it to.
Yeah.
Dang.
In some aspects.
JK.
And then she picked
Why you gotta be?
Dame Maggie Smith to be McGonagall.
Love it.
And she picked, I don't know his name, but the guy who played Hagrid, she picked him as well. Those were the three
Love
that
that
JK
guy.
wanted to be in there.
Nice. Great choices. Dame Maggie Smith, who also passed.
I know. Everybody's passing. It's really sad. All three of them
I'm
have
looking
passed.
up real quick. Oh, yeah, all three of them. Who played Hagrid in Harry Potter? The suspense is killing me. Robbie Coltrane.
Oh, yeah.
Robbie Coltrane. Oh, and Nick Frost is apparently going to be cast for...
Oh, yeah. Hodor, right? Or no?
No. Hodor died too, didn't he? No, maybe not.
No, he's a DJ.
Yeah, my bad. Scratch that. No, Nick Frost, this guy, is playing the new Hagrid.
Oh, from Game of Thrones.
No.
Oh, no.
He's from, like, Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz.
Oh,
He's in, like, comedies and stuff.
I don't know.
Anyways.
Is he British?
Yeah, he's British.
All right. Then we've got...
What do we have next?
Oh, real food was used for the first movie in the feast scenes, maybe even the first few. And they
Cool.
would change out the meat and the veggies every few hours. But it started to smell so bad because like it's just so
sitting
much
out.
food
Yeah.
sitting out all the time that they ended up using fake food moving forward. That looks obviously really real.
Kudos for trying to keep it real,
I
but
know. Yeah.
damn.
I saw this
That
other
sounds
thing
gross.
that's not on here, but the hanging candles that are in the Great Hall.
Yeah.
In the first movie, they were real, and it was a glass jar or a little glass tube with oil in it and a wick, and the wick would burn, and it looked like it was just floating candles.
Wow.
And one time, the fire lit one of the strings, like it burned the string, and the whole vial fell and broke on the ground, and thank God nobody was around, but they were like CGI from here on out.
Damn.
Yeah.
At least they tried the practical effects. I love a good practical effect, but sometimes it could be way
Sketchier.
sketchier.
Yeah.
Okay, what else we got?
We have Harry and Voldemort. The characters are distant relatives. They're both related to the Peverell brothers, who were the founders of the Deathly Hallows.
Oh, which are the Deathly Hallows are like the three items that what do they do again?
The wand, it makes you the most like powerful.
Yeah, the wand,
Wizard.
the stone, and what was the triangle?
The cloak, invisibility cloak.
Oh, nice. Sorcerer's Stone, the Elder Wand, Invisibility Cloak. Yes!
Is it the Sorcerer's Stone?
I'm pretty sure. No? Or should I say the Philosopher's Stone? What are the Deathly Hallows? Babe, I don't know about the stone. Elder Wand, Resurrection Stone, Cloak of Invisibility. I can't talk. Cloak of Invisibility, Resurrection Stone. My bad. Okay, we're pretty close though.
Lupin's.
And the Elder Wand is Dumbledore owns it, and it's the strongest wand in the universe. But later on, the big dog gets it.
Mm-hmm. Nymphadora Tonks is the woman's name.
Oh, it was on the tip of my tongue. Nymphadora Tonks.
Yeah, Nymphadora Tonks.
Nymphadora Tonks.
Just to go back to that. And then Dumbledore is gay, which
I'm not laughing because he's gay. I just love how it's...
If you've
Dumbledore's
seen
gay.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, you know this. But if you haven't, the character Dumbledore is gay, and in the movies they had a scene where he talks
where
about
Harry walks in on him.
where he has a scene where Dumbledore says something about a date with a woman, and JK wrote a note and was like, you have to take that out. Dumbledore is gay. And she wrote this before even, maybe she was like writing Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, but she like knew the characters was gay, and that his only love ever would always be Johnny Depp's character.
Grindelwald.
Yeah.
Wow. I've never seen the second or third Fantastic Beasts.
We should watch all of them. I
I'd love
finally
to.
watched all of them, and they're really, really good.
They're sick, right?
Yeah, they stand up.
Am I even a Potter fan? It's
You have the scar.
Oh, can we get to this?
Sure.
So you probably notice. Let's zoom in. I have the scar, so I got the Potter scar, I got the Potter glasses. But then you're like, oh, why is he wearing black and green?
I'm sure you're wondering that. They can't even see your shorts.
Why is he wearing green? Because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a Slytherin.
So you can go to what was the website?
I don't know. If you look up like what's my Hogwarts house, they ask you a series of questions and then they assign you to a house accordingly. And I answered all the questions honestly. They put me in House Slytherin.
He's an evil boy.
That's not true. Just because you're in Slytherin doesn't mean you're evil, and that's the problem. The house historically has a lot of evil people because like a lot of the traits can kind of like transition to the bad realm, but it's like it's focused on like ambition and cunning.
Pottermore.
So I'm a proud Slytherin.
Pottermore is the
Pottermore.
test.
And Elyse is
I am Ravenclaw, so I'm wearing
blue.
Yeah, navy blue.
Is it blue and white? Is Ravenclaw or is it blue?
No, just I went with this shirt and it worked out.
It worked out.
Ravenclaw is more so like nerds. So I'm really smart, but I'm a nerd.
Smart, and is there like compassion in there, or is that Hufflepuff?
Hufflepuff's like fun. I'm like a nerd.
Hufflepuff like parties. Gryffindor are like brave and like always got their friends back, which is like classic Harry. Elyse is a big nerd.
Ravenclaw
Studious.
traits are intelligence, wit, wisdom, and creativity.
Wow, can you look up Slytherin?
Yeah.
Slytherin gets a bad rap because Malfoy's a freaking tool, and also Voldemort's from Slytherin. Also, Snape is.
Also, the Slytherin fucking...
Oh, Salazar Slytherin's
Yeah.
like a piece of shit. He's very racist against mudbloods.
Ambitious, cunning, resourceful, determined, loyal, and self-preservation.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, evil. So...
So I'm a hybrid. I'm like Harry Potter, and if he was in an alternate reality as a Slytherin. That's my character.
Love it. So one last fact. On the set, red cards were given. They would yell red card to child actors, and not just in Harry Potter, but it's most famously used in Harry Potter. Given to child actors to deter disruptive behavior. And the actors had to contribute a certain amount of money to a pot that was later donated to charity. And Rupert Grint, who plays Ron Weasley, owed 2,500 euros because he was such a would laugh and giggle at everything.
That's classic Ron.
I know. And Emma Watson had to, who I feel like she's like such a serious actor, but she ended up having to do it because of her scene with Mr. Lovegood in the Deathly Hallows movie.
When they go to his house.
Yeah.
And he
she couldn't stop laughing.
And doesn't he to save Luna, he has to like betray them and tell the Death Eaters that they're at his house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a Lando Calrissian move.
Yeah, true.
He had no choice.
He's probably a Slytherin. Cunning, self-preservation.
Lando?
No.
Mr. Lovegood? No. Mr. Lovegood was so kind-hearted. He had no choice, I thought.
So Slytherin aren't kind-hearted. Gotcha.
That's what I'm saying. He was kind-hearted, though.
And I'm saying you said that Slytherins get a bad rep, but now immediately you're saying he's not one because he's kind-hearted.
I'm cunning. I'm not kind-hearted. Learn the difference. Oh, one fun fact I remember, to the point of Ron being disruptive, he was like such a good fit for the character that like I remember, I'm going to like not say it perfectly correct, but whatever. I think it's in that documentary or the reunion thing. There was an assignment that the director gave all three of the kids, that they wanted them to write something about their character so that they'd be prepared for the upcoming movie. He was like, hey, write XYZ so we can just like hit the ground running when we start production or start filming. And when they get to the set, he's like, Ron, where's the thing you wrote? And he's like, oh, I didn't write anything. He's like, why didn't you? And he's like, it's not something Ron would do. And it's like, classic Ron.
Yeah, that is a cute fact.
Which is cute.
So basically, the movies are great. The reunion is great. Then in 2023, another documentary came out called The Boy Who Lived, and it's about David. I have the name right here.
I actually never saw
David Holmes, and he was the main. It got a 94 on Rotten Tomatoes. You should see it.
Wow.
He was the main stunt man for Harry Potter, for most of the Harry Potters. He was doing crazy, crazy stunts where he would fly into a wall. He would jump from really high. He would go swimming like really deep in these pools. He brought in a bunch of his friends to also become the different main characters, stunt people, and everyone looked up to him.
Oh, he had like a whole crew?
Well, he just got like some of his closest friends to be in it too.
That's dope.
Everyone looked up to him. He was like a big brother to Daniel Radcliffe. And then in one of the final movies, he ended up having a fatal fall from really high. Or no, he had to get whipped into a wall, like pulled into a wall. And the way he hit it, he broke his neck. And it just ended up creating immobility through the rest of his body. He was in the hospital forever. He never gained any sort of way to walk again.
He's was quadriplegic, right?
Quadriplegic. Then he gained some feeling back, and now like the older he gets, the more issues are coming up with it. And he's had so many surgeries from all different things, and infections and loss of limbs, and now it's just getting worse and worse. But he's in the documentary, and he says like he still wouldn't give it up for anything. It was like the best time of his life. But it's just so sad that this boy who had everything, literally,
it was the cable that pulled him back like was too forceful, right?
Yeah.
And like snapped.
It should have been like a 6 and it was a 10 or something like that.
Wait, loss of limbs?
Like loss of use of
no
feeling at all. He has a best friend who lives with him and like takes care of him and like does everything for him, and he's like, he would do it for me. So
sad. And Daniel Radcliffe, is it Radcliffe or Ratcliffe? With a T or a D?
Radcliffe.
Okay. Am I a Harry Potter fan?
Are you a Harry Potter fan? That's what this is about.
Yeah, he produced that documentary. Again, I haven't seen it, but I know Elyse has told me about it. But
it's really sad.
Sounds really sad.
Cried a lot, but it's really good.
So tragic, but sounds like he wouldn't change anything. Wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Harry Potter World.
Yeah. So we
live near it, which is awesome. And we went with some friends. Oh, we've been twice.
Mm-hmm.
And aside from the damn lines, it's freaking sick.
It's at Universal Studios.
Yeah, Universal Studios and Islands of Adventures. Those little frickers, I mean, from a business standpoint, it makes sense. You have to buy a ticket if you want to do all the Potter stuff, you have to buy a ticket to both of them. And now they have a third called Epic Universe.
Yeah.
With more Potter stuff, with like 2 more rides, plus like Super Mario World and How to Train Your Dragon World. It's probably sick.
But the new Harry Potter takes place in the Ministry of Magic now. So it's like a whole new set design, because the 2 that they have right now are Hogwarts
and
Hogsmeade.
Which is the town near Hogwarts.
And then now they have the Ministry of Magic, which is like in London. And it looks insane.
And it's at Islands of Adventure, it's Hogwarts and Hogsmeade. And then over at Universal Studios, it's Diagon Alley and Gringotts.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Hagrid ride, it's like Escape with Hagrid or whatever it's called.
It's the best ride I've ever been on in my life. It has everything. You drop, you go backwards, you go forwards really fast. It's the way that you're sitting even, like the whole thing is just so well thought out. It's incredible. All of the rides that we've been on are really great. And we've been on
so fun.
You can ride the train from one to the other, and there are different videos playing in the windows as you go. So if you're going to Islands of Adventure, it's like you're going to the town.
Yeah.
And if you're going to Universal, then you're going to Hogwarts, and it has a different like story going from each. It's really
they really
did it well.
Yeah, they spared no expenses. It's pretty insane. And being in Hogwarts is dope because even when you're waiting, there's like moving pictures of all the because you know how the paintings move, so it's like in one part all the heads of the houses like Salazar Slytherin and Gryffindor, Godric Gryffindor, Rowena Ravenclaw, and Henrietta Hufflepuff or something. They're all like alliteration.
Yeah.
Godric Goldthwait Gryffindor.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's all interactive though.
I was close. Yeah, it's super dope. All right.
There's also a band called Harry and the Potters.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. And there's also
that's awesome.
Conventions, of course, where Potter people go, and there's there was a Broadway play that didn't do well. Apparently it sucks.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that. Yeah, do you remember what it's called?
I think The Boy Who Lived. I think.
Bummer.
But there's been so many things with Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're trying to suck it dry, and then obviously all the merch, which surprisingly, most of the merch at Universal, because I wanted to get if there was a dope ass Slytherin like tee or hat, I was gonna get it, and it's all like super super mid, as they say.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bummer. Universal Studios, step up your merch game, bro. I'm trying to get that Slytherin swag.
Yeah.
Hoss Bear.
And then we have the video game.
What's it called? I can't remember.
Isn't it Legacy?
Anything.
Hogwarts Legacy?
Hogwarts Legacy. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it takes place like 100 years before Harry Potter's time. And you get to like pick your character. Everything
down to like if they have freckles or not. It's very cool.
And they do the same thing where you take a test. I bet that website's designed after the game or vice versa. You take a test on what house you're going to be in.
The website's been around since like the 90s or 2000s, yeah.
Of course, I'm in House Slytherin, and I'm Silas Swindis, which is a dope name.
And I'm Arjuna Lionsmane, which is also
it's a great name. Are you in Ravenclaw?
I don't know where I am.
No, I think you did. I was adamant that you go with your house.
Yeah.
Truth be told, we haven't gotten that far in it.
But you get to like run around the house because you only see like the Gryffindor common room and the Slytherin common room for like a second. And,
when they're go in disguise.
Yeah, and so to see the others is really cool, and you just like run around and you have different tasks and stuff.
Yeah, different missions and stuff. Hogwarts Legacy, baby.
Yeah, it's great. Okay, so we're gonna play a game. HWK. Wait, we're gonna play a game.
A game. Our favorite game.
Called.
How well do you know?
No.
No, we say it first. Usually,
I know.
Not this
we're
time.
not going to because it's different.
All right, so we're gonna play a game. Our favorite game. HWDYKYP. Or how well do you know your Potter?
We're so annoying. So this week is a fun new version where usually it's how well do you know your partner. Today it's going to be how well do you know your Potter. And we're going to give each other facts and we need to try and guess them.
It's a little trivia. So let's do this.
Yeah.
So you want me to go? Here, let's do like I do one, you do one, back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay. Me first.
I'm still going to write it, right?
Yeah, you should write it.
Well, you should too. You write the answer, I write.
Okay, I have it here, but yeah, I'll write the answer.
Yeah.
Fine. I don't even remember what the question is.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay. This is pretty easy if you're a If you're a hoghead, if you're a Potterhead. Where do the Hogwarts students buy their wands? I repeat, where do the Hogwarts students buy their wands?
Easy. Really? I might not have spelled it right, but 3, 2, 1. Ollivanders.
Yeah, nice, babe.
Thank you.
Yep. The only place, which that's kind of whack that there's only one place that has a freaking monopoly on all wand sales. I feel like I would try to like kind of compete with that, but you know, whatever.
He like makes the wands though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Okay.
He's really cornered the market on that one.
Next.
I feel like there's like in the Potter world, there's like one place you do everything. There's one bank.
Yeah.
No other wizard was like, yo, I'm going to like, well, it's actually run by goblins.
Yeah.
Gremlins? Goblins?
Goblins. Mm-hmm.
Goblins? Trolls? No, not trolls.
Goblins, babe. You said
Run by goblins. I feel like I'd be like, well, I guess goblins are good with math. But I feel like I'd want to, I don't know, give people a second option with another bank. Thoughts?
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
All right. Who is the only non-UK actor in the Harry Potter films? And you can give like the character.
Yikes, bro.
Think about, I'll give you this. They were American.
Thank you.
So JK was like super, super strict on the fact that she only wanted UK actors. Apparently, fun fact, Robin Williams said that he would play, I think he wanted to be Hagrid for free. Like he was like, I will do it for free. I want to be in the movies. And she said, absolutely not. You're not from the UK.
UK only, eh?
Mm-hmm. Except this one person.
Let me think. In the original series. Because I was going to say Johnny Depp. Boop, don't. Give me 2 seconds. I'm trying to like scan my mind for all the characters. Non-UK. Holy balls, dude. This is a hard one.
It's funny because we've already talked kind of about this. Side note, we are drinking out of the same vessels that we've drinking out of before, and I'm sorry to say that we have run out of vessels and we've run out of space for new vessels. So we're going to start recycling, but we felt like these went with like butter beer, Potter, that vibe. You ready?
I feel like he is British or for somewhere from there, but I just wrote it.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Oh, Robert Pattinson is definitely British.
I know. I panicked.
Vern Troyer, who is the Gringotts.
I thought it was Vern Troyer, right?
Okay, Troyer, sure.
Who plays Mini-Me as well, right?
Yes.
He's the Gringotts Goblin?
Yeah.
That's a great fact. I didn't know Vern Troyer played the Gringotts Goblin.
And he was the only American in it. And they were showing like a scene where when Daniel Radcliffe first meets them as Harry Potter when he's really young and he first goes into Gringotts, and he was supposed to act like shocked and like surprised and kind of scared of them, and he wasn't doing any of that. So they were like, yell at him next time he comes in. So Vern was like, you look at me when I talk to you, like really serious. And Daniel Radcliffe still just looked at him and started like laughing and smiling.
Did that make it, him yelling at him?
No, that part's not in it. It was just like to try and get him to act like
Vern
scared.
Troyer didn't.
And then he said his line like right after.
Damn. Potter's a brave man.
He's the main one.
He's brave.
Main guy.
Interesting. That's a great fact, babe.
Thank you.
I wouldn't have got that. I
Yeah,
had no
I
idea
didn't know
that
if
Vern
you
Troyer played
true.
the Goblin.
Yeah.
And I knew Robert Pattinson. Is he British or is he like Australian?
He's British.
I knew he wasn't American, but I panicked. Anyways, all right. Next. This is a tough one, babe.
Uh-oh.
What professor teaches defense against the dark arts in Harry Potter's third year?
Okay, so let's talk through it, you guys. The first one is Quirrell. The second book.
Good memory.
Thank you. The second book is...
Oh my gosh, stop.
I want to
Write a damn thing.
What even is the second book?
I'm not saying shit, because then you'll get it.
The third book.
I'm supposed to help you.
I feel like I'm wrong, but it's going to be like the guy who thinks that he's really hot. And I don't remember his name either.
Guy who thinks that he's really hot. Let's see if it pans out, ladies and gentlemen. How old do you know your Potter? I thought of that too. I coined that, didn't I?
Okay.
You
3,
ready?
2, 1. Professor guy who thinks he's hot.
Remus Lupin.
Oh, shoot. Yeah.
Because it's Prisoner of Azkaban. Remember, he's the werewolf. And that's Gilderoy Lockhart you're thinking of.
Gilderoy Lockhart is in the
he's
second
in
one.
number 2.
Yeah.
Because remember, he's in the Chamber of Secrets and he gets like stupefied.
Yep.
And then here's a really cool bonus that I didn't put down because it's kind of hard. Who is the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher in the 4th year?
Mad-Eye Moody.
Yes, but it's homie disguised as Moody. What's his real name?
Yeah.
Do you remember his name?
It's the son of the Minister of Magic, but I don't remember what his name is.
I totally forgot.
It's Junior, something Junior.
Something like Salt or something.
I don't know.
I don't think it's Salt. But anyways, yeah. Here, wait, I'll look it up. Here.
Well, you have to do it.
Okay.
Okay, what is Harry Potter's middle name?
Oh, I know that. Easy. Really quick. Who taught Defense Against the Dark Arts in Harry Potter's 4th year? Okay.
I bet it's going to say Moody.
Barty Crouch Jr.
Barty Crouch Jr.
Ooh.
3,
2, 1.
James.
Looks like I said Janice, but I meant James.
Looks like he said Jawas.
Jawas. Harry James Potter, baby.
After his father.
Barty Crouch Jr. Oh, yeah, because Mr. Crouch.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of reading Goblet of Fire right now, and it's a great book, of course, but it's tough to really, to be honest, when you know what's going to happen. It's it's not quite as exciting. Thoughts?
Totally. Oh, it's been taking me a long time to get through them because I know it's happening, so I'm kind of just like, okay, and they're like long, and there's a lot of repetition in the beginning to like catch you up on what you missed, but it's like I know that he's the boy who lived, and
she repeats the same exact thing every single book, and it's like I know it's for children, so you're trying to like recap, but come on.
Yeah.
Book 4 and you're still telling me that Ron's like his best friend with red hair,
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah. Wow. Elyse Leren, this has been amazing.
This has been so fun, Slex Allen. Thank you so much for being here with me.
And if you don't mess with Harry Potter, please start messing with Harry Potter because it's a wonderful
Mess with Potter.
Mess with Potter. It's a wonderful universe to partake in.
It really is great. And if you start watching the movies now, you'll be all caught up by the time the show comes out. So you can be a part of something really big. It really feels life-changing when I saw that they announced the kids. I was like,
yeah. Elyse, she watches the Potter series annually.
At least
once a year.
Yeah. I started to read the books. So this is our first time reading the books. And I wouldn't watch the movie until I read the book. So I'm kind of at a standstill because I won't watch the movies now until I've read the book. So did you watch Goblet? Because she finished book 4, so she's on to Goblet.
She's on to Order of the Phoenix.
Just look at that sucker; it's so thick.
This is the big hoss. That's the biggest book in the series.
But what's next for me? Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. This is episode 20. It's been real. It's been a ride, and we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep trucking. Yeah, it's been so fun. Share your house if you know what your house is. If you don't, you can go to Potter. What did I say? Pottermore, and take the test and find out what house you're in. And also, if you haven't subscribed, either Spotify or YouTube, please do so. It's a huge help, and tell your friends share it. It helps us grow and it helps us thrive, baby.
And we have a yoga with live DJ, fitness, beach, pool, ecstatic dance, summer staycation retreat.
Yes, summer staycation in August.
August. So we have all of the details on both of our pages. We'll post it on We Don't Know Anything's page. But we'd love for you to join us. It's going to be a vibe. And it's just 2 nights, about an hour outside of Tampa. Meals are included. You get to connect with like-minded people and just get away for a quick reset. So we hope you can come.
We are actually, aside from professional podcasters, we are musician, yogi, extraordinaires. We'll see you there.
Cool. See you next time. Thank you.
Peace.